that's what we have going on in our community.
Oh man.
Which also it makes it hard to defend it as well. You know, it makes it hard to defend gays a little bit. Because then they're gays that want to fuck horses and dogs and mascots and shit.
Yeah, then there are gays who want to have sex with gays who have sex with horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I don't care. Anyone can judge me as much as they want, but at least I use protection when I fuck Brock.
Honey.
And nothing. I didn't have sex with him. I had sex with him after, like, before knowing that he had sex with a horse. It just didn't really. It didn't change my perception of him. After I had, like, after hearing it, it was kind of like, ew, that's weird.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking of, oh, I had sex with this guy because I knew that I used a condom, and we didn't really make out, so it's like I don't know where his mouth's been.
Even better.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm really not that intimate when it comes to like sex. I don't make out with guys.
No, why would you?
I'm like a common whore. No kissing.
Not above the waist.
Yeah. There was this one guy who messaged me, and I blocked him mainly because I was like, I don't want a guy that starts off a question with a fetish. But he asked me if I was into nipple play.
Did you respond?
Huh?
Did you
No,
respond?
I didn't respond. I blocked him.
But
Because
are you into nipple play though?
No, I'm not. He had unlocked his album, his photo album on the app, and like there's a lot of pictures of him like with his own nipples, and it's like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
What a freak.
No. I know, right?
Yeah.
I will say this: if I had the opportunity, like I would go on a date with Doug Jones's son again.
Well, I hope he listens to the podcast.
No, I doubt he would. No, it kind of made sense that like I wasn't his type anyway.
What about what do you think of Pete Buttigieg as a romantic prospect, not as a political candidate? Huh? No? Yeah? No?
Well, if I know that they're in a loving marriage relationship, or at least they present it as though they're in a loving marriage relationship, I don't want them.
Well, just apart from that, just imaginary.
Oh, are you asking if I find Mayor Pete sexually attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah, in like a book nerdy way. I think that it's more like it's more like there is a sexuality called sapiosexual where it's like you find yourself sexually attractive to someone's intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
And
erotic.
I think that's what it is when it came to you. I was like, oh, I don't have a crush on Joseph. Because yeah, he has a nice ass, but I think it's like, oh, he's very smart. He's a wise little sage for just 25.
Oh, thanks.
But other than that, I mean, like, no. I did some soul searching at that point. I was like, oh, I don't. No, I mean, yeah, he's adorable at sometimes, except for when you look like a military soldier.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, definitely don't do that again.
Fight for your freedoms? Is that what you mean?
By looking a certain way?
You're supposed to thank me for my service.
Huh?
You're supposed to thank me for my service.
For getting paid for getting a haircut?
Yes.
Sure, Jan.
I'm just glad you noticed that I got a haircut.
You glad that I noticed that you got a haircut?
Yeah, that's all that matters.
There's a pretty drastic haircut. It seemed like you had just returned from a tour or something in Afghanistan.
A tour of booty.
Call of Booty. Instead of Call of Duty, it's Call of Booty.
I see. Holla back.
Woohoo! Is that how that goes? I have alcohol here. I just realized that. I unfortunately started drinking again.
Oh no.
But it's not all bad. I just think it's just devious that these bottles are like 75 cents each, so it's like easy to buy as many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I like them. But yeah, it's, I'm attracted to his intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's cute, but in a
maybe when he grows up.
I think he's cute in a Leave It to Beaver way.
Mm-hmm.
Because he looks like he definitely could have been like the middle son in a 1950s sitcom.
The one nobody cares about?
He's got a George Michael vibe about him. A little bit. It's like, oh.
You think he's into his cousin then?
Huh?
You think he's into his cousin then?
Is his cousin hot?
I don't know. We're gonna have to do some research.
Oh, see that you missed the chance to say maybe.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, Ukraine, if you're listening, if you could find some information if Pete Buttigieg's cousin is hot.
Ukraine, if you're listening, do not touch a hair on the delicate head of poor Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
I mean, no, don't touch him. Just do some research about what his cousins look like.
Don't even do any of that. Leave him the fuck alone, Ukraine.
China.
Leave him the fuck alone, Ukraine. You don't have a pot to piss in right now, Ukraine. You're going to be invaded by Russia soon. Leave Mayor Pete alone. Thank you, Ukraine. Talk to you later.
Thanks to all our Ukrainian followers out there.
Yeah, all our Ukrainian followers. It's sad. Ukraine always gets the threat of a Russian invasion. You would think they'd be like, hey guys, sign this contract that you'll leave us alone. And Russia's like, you can't make any money without us invading you. And then Ukraine's like, yeah, you're kind of right. What a weak fucking country. But I'm the one to talk. America's a weak fucking country.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's so funny. Troy is like, well, why would we do this? Why would we do this? And I was like, because America is fucking nosy. I gave them a history lesson on Godzilla, because I said Godzilla was a reaction, a clapback to America at the nuclear bombings.
Yep.
In Japan, what they could it led to Godzilla, and so the more and more I was talking about it, then I was like, yeah, the 40s and 50s were fucking weird. I was like, America wants to act like, oh, they were the big savior of Jews when it came to World War II. I was like, when that shit was going on, we weren't nosy until later into the set. But we can be nosy can tell another country how to run their fucking country.
We had Japanese in concentration camps.
Revolutions in other fucking countries to the point where people are getting killed in the fucking streets. And then we have to be like, oh, this country's not running their country, right? Let's go send our soldiers into that country and try to help liberate them. Even though we're the same people that threw the fucking rock and hit our hand when it came to telling another country how to run their country. Yet we get shocked when we're like blown to bits, when like two towers fucking fall down, when people are like it's so shocking when everybody else comes over here and says, America, you're an asshole. Here, die, America, die. I mean, it could be taken out of context with the NSA and the Ukrainians and the Chinamen that are listening to this conversation right now, but yeah, that's basically what it is. It's so shocking to America when other people are like, we're coming to kill you. But yet we are the ones who started. I feel as though after we revolutionized ourselves in 1776, we should have minded our own fucking business and tried to see what kind of deals we could have with other countries to do fair trade and left it at that. Why can't we be like a neutral country like Switzerland? I don't get it. Why can't we be neutral like Switzerland? Oh, because then we'll be socialists. And we don't want that.
No.
We only want two parties that represent two types of individuals. Not actually have another possibility of new ideas. And see, that is the reason why I am so cynical. It has been over 2,000 years of this same bullshit, even before we were revolutionized. So that's like, it's literally like if nobody's able to pay attention to the fact that history is literally doing the same thing it has been, there's no way I feel as though I should be able to be the one to round up a whole bunch of people and say, hey, look at this shit. Doesn't this seem familiar than the shit that we learned in school? But only
there's other people out there who know.
Okay.
Yeah. So but we're just trying to get everybody to know.
Let them start it and maybe I'll join.
They're starting it right now. They've been doing it.
All right.
They're just waiting for you to get there.
Until I see something that resonates with me, then I'm staying in the same position that I've been. I've always said you can put lipstick on a pig and get my attention, whether it be good or bad.
What?
Something has to get my attention. It has to get my attention. I can't just...
Nothing so far has gotten your attention?
Huh?
Nothing so far has gotten your attention?
Nothing good. Nothing that looks like it can go into a positive direction. Nothing that gives me hope for, I like this. I definitely want to be a part of this. And I definitely want to see this succeed.
Well, there are good people out there. If you see them, I think, you just want to... spread that in your local community, so hopefully it spreads and can go to some other
like
places.
You said before, we're basically saying the same thing, but like the same thing.
And we all got to do a little bit. I'm not saying we all have to
I'm just saying
change the world by ourselves.
I'm saying this. I have been presented with nothing but false hope, and have heard nothing but false hope. Until I get something that actually sounds like it actually makes sense, and that it can be doable, and that it can actually succeed, it's just words.
But what if we need you to come up with it, huh?
Then that's on you, because you shouldn't put that pressure on one person.
Well, it's not just one person. We need everybody, but, we definitely need you in there.
Say, what if we need you?
Yeah, we need all of you.
Okay. Make it look good. Make it actually make sense. Make it like viable and something that we can like say, hey, there's no way you can argue against this.
I mean, to me, Bernie's already doing that because we already know the facts and stuff. But
yeah, we know the facts.
Yeah.
But the fact remains people, even people that agree with him, he's too radical. I think he's perfectly fine.
I don't know these people who say that he's too radical in person. I hear about them.
You don't?
No.
Oh my God. Now, granted, I don't know what. I think that most news is biased news at this point. It's like we live in this age. We live in Trump age. As much as I don't want to give him credit for anything, that is the age we live in. So it is literally, it's not even, like, journalism is not the same anymore. People are just annoyed and they're just expressing their feeling. So that now we have to take that as journalism sometimes. And so when I go to different mediums because I don't want to repeat something that I just saw on MSNBC or that I just saw on CNN or that I just saw on Mother Jones or that I just saw on the Huffington Post or some shit or that I just saw on John Oliver. Even though I like John Oliver, I don't get to see him as much because I don't really watch HBO as much as I used to right now. But, like, it's like that thing, like when you do a paper, you have to have more, you have to cite more than one, 2 or 3 sources.
Yeah.
And basically, most of my, like, anytime I watch something, anytime I see something, even Bernie included, it's like when they talk to other Democrats about what they like, or when they talk to other people that are liberal enough to say what is right and what is right. It's one of the things that I found very strange. This man marched with Martin Luther King, got arrested with these people, and a lot of people today treat as though that wasn't really a thing. But what I see with most liberals these days is they're saying the same thing that they said back in 2015, 2016. It's like they like him, they like what he's saying, but they feel as though some of the things that he says, they don't think that they can actually do that in Washington. Because unfortunately,
because that's the way they've been brought up
you have to get everyone to agree on the same thing. And when you've already started out your campaign with things that are already going to put them in, like, oh, that could affect my pocket, that could affect my, like, the people that want to support me, that could affect my donors and shit like that. It's like, these people are not going to want him there. The people that he has to work with, they're not going to want him there. I don't look at it just for the candidate that is running. I look at it as what is this person saying and what are the people that they are potentially going to work with, what are their reactions to this?
Well, Bernie, I think he is able to bring people on all sides of the issues together because as humans, we actually all generally agree on like what makes sense and what doesn't.
Well, yeah, but I just, like, I always use, like, Mitch McConnell's thing when he said about Obama. When Obama was elected president, Mitch McConnell says, we will not work with this president. We will block anything and attempt to block anything this president tries to do. That means, like, going into something and you hear some shit like that. That means, like, oh, so, well, we won't be able to work together, it seems like.
And that's where, like, public support comes in, and if politicians were strong enough, you know, they fight back enough and be like, Mitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but this is also the same person who has blocked voter security several times.
But I also think Obama, like, he was definitely, certainly better than Bush, and definitely better than Donald Trump, obviously, but still not inspiring enough and didn't do enough of what he democratically promised to get done, so he couldn't get as many people behind him. Like, if people actually took a stand like they're doing with impeachment now, like, people, they'll find support there. Like, somebody's got to lead the way. Anybody on either side has to, like, make the first step and then Like, people usually fall in line.
Yeah. I'm just saying that it's frustrating that we have leaders that don't act like leaders.
Yeah. Well, that's the
thing,
engineering at work.
It's not even just that. It's not even just politics or anything. But I go through that day-to-day basis. I've witnessed that everywhere. I speak up about it. Nothing happened. So I was supposed to this minimal thing. I was like it'd be as minimal, and I'm expecting a reaction or a change to it. And yet politicians more grander than day-to-day shit. I'm supposed to think that their reaction is going to change. You don't see where my cynicism comes from?
I mean, I can definitely see it, but, like, what I see, like, is just, like, some negative emotions. Like, and just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you have to act a certain way. You can, you can't change how you feel about something, but you can choose what you do with feelings. Meow, do you want water? Where are you?
It's your life. Do what you choose with it. Call J.G. Whitworth.
Yeah, 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now. Call now.
We're not endorsed or affiliated with J.G. Wentworth in any capacity. Disclaimer.
But we can be if they sponsor us. Wink, wink.
Yeah. J.G. Wentworth, if you're listening, we're winking.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm definitely winking.
Have you done anything for your horror podcast lately?
Yeah, actually I have. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, what is it called again?
Oh God. Oh, I just realized what you're doing. See, this is how I forget that we're recording. You honestly think sometimes that I make it up. But, and I did say at one point that would be a good recurring gag. But honestly, sometimes... Are you actually recording this?
Well, I started after you talked about the gays and the meth.
Oh my God.
But most of this conversation has gone unrecorded.
It has?
Yeah. It's just been like the last 22 minutes.
That you have been recording?
Yes.
Oh wow. See, this is what I'm saying. I don't know when you do these things, but high tension is what it's called.
Well, we never get to talk anymore. I gotta get content somehow.
Huh?
We never get to talk face to face anymore, so I gotta get content somehow.
Yeah. I'm gonna make an Instagram for it one day.
That'll be cool. If you need a photo shoot, you let me know.
I'm gonna ask Corey if he'll draw the cover art for it, because he drew a picture of me once that I posted on Instagram. It's of me looking deranged, and I was like, that is the perfect art style to use for this, because the way he freehand draws, is like I know that he can make blood and smoke look very cool, like in the setting that I have in mind, because that's what it would be. Like I said that one of the not as a mascot or anything, but one of the if I ever did merch, a bloody pot leaf would be great, or blood splattered on a pot leaf. Because it's about horror films and smoking weed.
Sounds like a great plug for that failed movie we were gonna do about zombies who You're prevented from turning into a zombie because you smoke so much weed.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember the artwork for that.
Yeah.
Y'all look cute.
It was like a Scooby-Doo thing.
Yeah. It's funny that you said it's like a Scooby-Doo thing because there is at one point where I thought about something for the podcast if I ever did, like if I were to be dedicated enough to do merchandising. I was like, if there was like a parody like Snoopy Gang where they're all camp counselors.
Meow? Oh yeah?
That's like Crystal Lake or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the killer, of course, doesn't say. He says wah, 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 in a sinister way. There's that. Doesn't that sound cool?
Yeah. Yeah, I gave you enough.
But yeah, I had already. I think you may have tweeted. I think that's part of the reason why you messaged me on Instagram anyway. Is because you probably seen my Instagram post. But I'd actually recorded a little bit for prom night.
What night?
Prom Night is a 1980s Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was actually like I was able to record it with a friend of mine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you listened back to it?
No. It's like.
How did it go?
It's very long, and it needs. I feel as though it needs to, like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something. I don't know. Because I like the first 20 minutes of it. It's like.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so this guy's name's Christian. He's very cool. He makes edibles for me sometimes. He's my baker. And he when we were reviewing the movie, I guess he couldn't keep up with some of the people like while he was stoned. So like he was referring to them by their hair color names and by their movie names.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it kind of confusing so bad. It made it so badly confusing. It was like, oh no. And then.
But that's just part of the fun of being stoned, right?
I guess so, but it's like, it's actually kind of, I feel as though we shouldn't have done that movie in the first place because it had been a while since I had seen it, but like the movie, it's like the killings don't start happening until prom night.
Mm-hmm.
Movie, like since it's a revenge movie, it's like it starts off with these kids playing this awful game of hide and seek, or this weird game that they created. But this little girl, they bully her and they scare her and they back her up against this wall. Well, it made it, at first the shot makes it look like it's a wall, but it's actually a glass window that she's pressed up against. And she falls out of it, falls like 3 stories to her death. And so they're like, oh no, she's dead, she's not moving. And then like the mean girl of the group, even though they're all like 11 or 12, says, we don't tell anybody about this. And they just leave this little girl for dead. But they were being watched by someone.
Uh-oh.
And then it fast forwards like 7 years later, and they're all the kids are like grown up now, and they're teenagers, and it's like, I'm going to the prom!
Yay!
And so then you have like, you have like 45 minutes of just following these students around, and they have no substance. Jamie Lee Curtis is the only one that has substance. Like, she was already. I think she and Leslie Nielsen are the two names of this movie, and Leslie Nielsen is only in 4 minutes of the movie.
She's what now?
Huh?
She's what now?
They're the only two, like Leslie Nielsen and Jamie Lee Curtis. They're the two big names of this movie. And Leslie Nielsen, he's only in 4 minutes of this movie.
Was he serious or was he funny?
He was serious. Oh, this is not funny. This is not a funny movie. It's actually quite depressing when you think of it. It's like some of these people who've changed their lives around for the better. It's like you just realize they were guilty. They felt guilty the entire time, but they were 11 years old and they were pressured by a friend of theirs to not say anything. It's like, I mean, granted, y'all all fucked up for letting that little girl die, but y'all were just children. And I honestly, if I were 11 years old and I thought that I was complicit in the death of someone, I wouldn't know what to really do. And then if I'm being threatened by the entire group not to say shit,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. So it's like, I'm not saying they were right. But I'm also saying I can see how they were in that corner of I'm terrified and I can't tell anyone about this.
My mind is telling me no, but my body.
It's telling you yes?
Is telling me yes.
Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with fucking underage girls. I don't see nothing wrong. Oh, I don't see nothing wrong,
Baby.
with fucking underage girls.
Girl.
No, I don't see.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh.
Yeah. He didn't see anything wrong with fucking underage girls. I think he still does it. I think honestly he's had the mentality of they wanted it. They said, yes, you can put it in me.
Mm-hmm. He's been fucking underage girls his whole life.
Yeah.
Ever since he was a young man.
A very young man.
A very young man.
Considering that, I mean, I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to sound like I'm defending him. I'm not. I don't really, I think he's disgusting for what he's done, but I will still jam out to Space Jam. Like, I don't
there's no question he can write a song.
Oh, exactly. Isn't that funny? He can't count. He can't fucking read. That's what I'm saying. It's like this man clearly he did not grow up with that much intelligence. He grew up with musical intelligence, but not sensibility. To this day, R. Kelly cannot count or read.
Yeah, he hasn't used that wealth to improve his mind.
No, he's not. Because he doesn't have any more money.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, it's not like he can go off royalties. People refuse to play his music anymore. Just cut off.
Well, I'll definitely, karaoke Ignition remix at home.
At home? Now, usually I don't do this, but...
I'd probably do it out in person, too. I mean, you can't deny that song.
It's like murder's row. Once I get you up close, just be that more. But still she's screaming more.
Girl, I'm feeling what you're feeling. No more hoping and wishing. I'm about to take my key and stick it in the ignition. So give me that. Let me give you that. Beep, beep.
Running my hands through my phone. Oh, 24.
Radio.
Is the remix to ignition. Hot fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body. Got everything in here.
Wishing.
Sipping no cooking rum. I'm like, so what? I'm drunk. It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. First stop, bumping in the stress navigator. We got food everywhere. As if the party was catered. We got fellas to my left. Honey's on my right. Bring us up together. We got fucking all night. And after the show is
after party.
And after the party is
the hotel lobby. If they want us to pay him royalties, we're like, he's a pedophile, so.
Oh yeah, that should be free use music now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to think that I could not go on.
And what was life?
Huh?
And what was life?
And life was life. Fuck you. If I can see it. That is my favorite part of the damn song. I'm not even lying. We sung that in 5th grade, like, as, like, part of our music class. Like, first of all, you should just know this. Like, not 5th grade. I was 5. I don't know why I said 5th grade. I think I was in kindergarten or pre-K. Like, kindergarten, definitely. But we sang that in our music class when I was 5, and I remember like that part in the song, and when I did it, I felt so fucking proud of myself. I felt like I owned that part. Kindergarten was fucking lit. It was fucking lit. Although my mother did almost beat the shit out of my kindergarten teacher because she said that she didn't think that I would ever amount to anything. I mean, she ended up being right, but I mean, like, wow, that's something you don't really tell a parent, especially an angry black mother.
Well, I hope she learned her lesson. That open door.
I watched a YouTube video that just had all LeBron James's scenes from Trainwreck, and I do not have a problem with him being in Space Jam 2 after seeing that.
I mean, if anybody was going to be in it.
Oh yeah, gotta be King James.
Mm-hmm.
Although, it would have been funny to see Shaquille O'Neal trying to return back to basketball. Oh yeah, Bugs Bunny, one more defense, I gotta make a, advertisement for, Ball Bond. Ball Bond is free! I stay smooth. I'm moisture my skin. Man up! I would not be mad if that was the Shaquille O'Neal that we got in Space Jam. Or if we had Charles Barkley back. Oh, this is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny if he was back on the team. They took his talent.
Or he'd go back and beat those little girls' ass that said that he was a phony and that he was an imposter or he was a wannabe.
Mm-hmm. They might be in the WNBA.
Huh?
They might be in the WNBA.
Yeah, and then he could just he'd be like, I remember these girls when they were just little girls. Now look at them, they're just terrible.
What are you doing hanging with little girls, Charles?
I was a terrible man. This is a terrible thing. black guy with the flat top, whose like talent got stolen. Those are the only two that I remember or recognize. I don't remember the tall white guy or Miggs, like the or Muggsy. I just remember that was his name. The little tiny one.
Yeah.
Of the monsters, yeah, like the tall one and the very tiny one. I did not know who the fuck they were. But Charles Barkley and the guy with the flat top, I was like, oh, I know them. I've seen them on basketball cards and trading cards and shit. So it was like, I feel bad because it's like, I wonder if they're still alive today or if that white dude is still that damn tall. Because I've noticed this. Most of the tall basketball players of yesteryear are not still around with us anymore because they all got Marmaduke. You know, it's like when you're very tall and your bones can't really, they can't really, they're not as strong and
Can't
shit.
support you anymore.
And yeah, you die from. That's why I unfortunately told Quante once that the reason why like Great Danes are one of my favorite dog breeds, but I've never owned one because my uncle told me at a young age that the life expectancy of a Great Dane is 5 years, a maximum 5 years, because their bones are so big that they really can't support their life. You know?
Yeah, makes sense.
And so there was the tallest man in the world. He was in one of my favorite horror films, The Devil's Rejects. And he died, I think, a few years ago. And he was like, I think he was like 8 feet tall. And he wore size 21.
I know who you're talking about. I heard about this tallest guy in Ripley's Believe It or Not. I think he was maybe like 9 feet. He was only like 20-something years old, I think, when he died.
Oh, that might be the same dude because the guy I was talking about,
Tiny.
Huh?
Tiny? Wasn't that his name in the movie, Tiny or something?
I'm trying to see, let me see, is it Devil's Rejects?
Or House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yeah, but I think he was only in the Matthew McGrory, that was his name. The final down feature, Matthew McGrory. Tallest actor, biggest feet, and longest toe. Yeah. He had a size 29 and a half shoe. He was over 5 feet tall by the time he completed kindergarten.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, well, I'd say he died a few years ago. No, this was a long time ago. August 8, 2005. Died at 32 of natural causes.
Yeah, as natural as that can be, I guess.
I mean, looking at his picture, not the most attractive man. He was also in Big Fish. I've seen Big Fish.
He was the big fish.
You're the big fish.
No, you're the big fish.
Oh, he was in The House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't remember him in that movie, but then again, I think I've only seen that movie twice, because that movie's not something you can actually sit through more than once.
It just tastes so damn good.
They literally skinned Rainn Wilson alive.
Yeah.
And you see all the flesh off his face. Oh my god, that bothered the fuck out of me. I was like, oh, someone's gonna make it out. Like, who's the final person? No one does. They win. And it was like one of the first horror films I'd ever seen like that. There is a movie I would like to review with you.
More?
And yeah, it's called Inside.
Ooh.
It's a Christmas horror film.
Okay.
And it also is like, it's a very controversial ending. I will say that, very controversial ending. But I think it's pretty good, and I wouldn't mind seeing it a second or third time. I think I would watch it again before I watch it with you, just so I can be like desensitized to it. Because I feel as though if I don't watch it before I like watch it with you, I'm not gonna want to sit through it. I'll probably like look away or like stare at my phone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like doing that during a movie. And I often get on people when they do that during the movie. So it's like I'd rather. So it's about this woman who is she lost her husband. No, she didn't. It's about. I don't know why I started off with that. I think I'm thinking of another movie right there. Off the bat, I need to stop smoking. It's during Christmas time, and there's this woman. She's pregnant, and she's at home, and it's a French film. So there's subtitles. Gotta watch some subtitles. But she is being stalked and harassed and terrorized by a woman.
A woman?
A woman.
Tell me more.
So, I would, but I don't want to.
Oh yeah, don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. There are people that try to come to the woman's rescue, so that's where the kill count comes from. That's the horror aspect of it. It's like otherwise it would just be a cycle. It would just be a thriller. Mm-hmm. But it's a horror. It's a horror film. But
does anybody try to get inside the woman?
Which one? The pregnant woman or the evil woman?
Either one. I don't know.
Yes, is the answer I will give you.
Okay. Are they trapped inside?
The pregnant woman is.
Okay. And the baby's trapped inside too, huh? Mm-hmm. If you think about it.
Yeah. Oh my God! Oh my God! The movie just is playing in my head. Gives you the tingles. It does. The writers, they're brothers, I think. They wrote it and they directed it. They showed it at a movie. They showed it at a film festival. Everybody fucking hated it. They hated it. They wanted them to like change it. The guys were like, no. We wrote a movie. We made a movie. That's this. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of reviewers have said it's going to be a future cult classic, and that these two really defy norms when it comes to cinema, and they kind of did, but because this movie goes there. Mm-hmm. But like that's the thing I respect. They were like, this is our movie. This is how we want it to end. You can't tell us any different. And I was like, yeah, because this would not have been even scarier had they changed it. Like I feel as though had they changed it, it would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the way they went about it, it was like, oh shit. You know?
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
So, you know, I think that the people that reviewed it later afterwards, you know, I think they were like, oh yeah, this movie it holds up to what they were trying to do and what they attempted to do. They succeeded in that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like one of those things you see it, you watch it, especially if you watch it twice. You can see why people they shouldn't be, but you can see why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how people get mad about something in a movie that they didn't create? They get mad about the outcome.
You sound kind of far away. I can barely hear you.
I'd say, isn't it weird how people get mad about a TV or a show or a movie where it did not go at their outcome? Like, I'll get frustrated about something, but I mostly get frustrated with myself for wasting my time with something. Like, when I watch a Ryan Murphy production, when he does the same fucking thing and everything, I still watch because he always has, like, some of the best actors, like, with him. Like Jessica Lange, I think she's amazing. I think that Bette Midler is amazing. I think that Judith Light is amazing. I think that Gwyneth Paltrow exists. I think I think Sarah Paulson is amazing. I think that he uses her way too fucking much. But I think that Sarah Paulson is amazing. They like Kathy Bates. These are all great actors and actresses. Angela Bassett, great actress. But the man can't write for shit. Or he just doesn't care. He's just lazy. He's like, oh, I just signed a deal with Netflix for $300 million, so I don't give a shit what you guys think of me. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't get mad at him. I get frustrated in the fact that I know that Ryan Murphy does this, but yeah, I still watch American Horror Story. I still watch The Politician in one day. It's like literally the final episode of the first season could have been the entire season. It was the most interesting episode. Well, actually, there were two episodes that were that episode, and there was one episode where it had nothing to do with the main characters. It had to do with a voter and how, and it really shone a light on voter abuse, like how candidates actually treat voters. How sometimes it's just. I watched this kid, and he kind of reminded me of you a little bit, but he also reminded me so much of me. And these candidates for school president, they're like nonstop saying, like, oh, they're attacking each other and smearing each other. And he's like, every time he looks, he sees them campaigning. He sees this election. He sees it's everywhere. It's like at his house. Like he can't even go to the bathroom without like seeing them trying to convince another student to vote for them. He can't eat by him. He can't eat fucking lunch without them trying to come up to him. Both try to come up to him and smear each other right in front of him. He can't even eat his food. Can't even jack. That was one of the things that they pointed out. This guy just wants to jack off. He wants to. Like there's at the beginning of the episode, it's like you see this kid in his bed and he's like, you see the covers going up and down, like he's like viciously masturbating, but he can't do that because his parents are telling him, like, it's time for breakfast. We know what you're doing in there. And it's like, he feels so defeated, goes downstairs. They're like, oh, so there's still a school election going on. We hear voting is today. Who are you voting for? And it's like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't it doesn't really matter. It's a popularity contest. He was going to vote, but it's like it just became too overbearing on him. Like he goes there's a point where he goes into the bathroom and he puts on Pornhub, and at first you can hear a woman moan, but he turns the volume down very low and tries to masturbate on the toilet. And he can hear one of the candidates trying to talk to another student in the bathroom, and he's like, oh, I just hope they don't see me, know that I'm in here. He puts his feet up so that way that no one will know that he's in there, but it's too fucking late. And so while he's trying to masturbate, the candidate starts knocking on the bathroom door so he can talk to him. It's like one of those, it's like, oh my God, leave this poor guy alone. He just wants to live. Why are y'all doing this? The more I was saying that, I was like, this is a genius episode because it had nothing to do with the other characters. They were like background characters to this. This one character that we had not seen before. It was all through his eyes, and I was like, I like this. And then it just veered off into this weird ass Ryan Murphy plot. And then the final episode, they introduced Bette Midler and Judith Light character, and it's like, where the fuck were these two this entire time? Oh, what? What? There's a storyline that is, you're just getting ready for the second season. This would have been so good if the entire season was just this. It's like Ryan Murphy had the nerve to do that. Put one of the best episodes at the fucking end, so that way he'd be like, "I know you'll watch next season." Fucking faggot.
Huh.
Fucking cocksucker.
I hate those cocksuckers.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not getting any of that, you know?
Huh?
It's like I'm not getting any of that, you know?
You're not getting any cocksucking?
No.
What? These young ladies aren't out here. These young ladies aren't out here sucking your cock.
You know, I've tried to negotiate with him, but it's like his cock just won't get sucked.
Well, can't relate, because even though there aren't any young ladies right now that are sucking my cock, I have me a semi-regular that does it for me.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I think that's a necessary part of life.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone should at one point, and then it's a rite of passage. Is it not?
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage. It's like,
should be in the Constitution.
It should be. How is that John Hancock didn't write this in the Declaration of Independence? We should be free, and our cock should be sucked.
I know, man.
It's my It should be my constitutional right as an American. Luckily, it is my constitutional right as an American because it's happening for me. But I deserved it because I made him dinner. Yeah. So I don't know about you. I don't know. Are you?
I'm not making anybody dinner.
Is there some kind of exchange?
I'm supposed to meet up with a girl tomorrow at the museum.
Oh.
An Indian girl.
That's a good first date / body drop.
Yeah.
Because then you could just say, "Oh, this isn't some girl I killed. This is art museum." Yeah, because you can say it's just art. It's like a metaphor, you know, like.
I totally get it.
Could you imagine? Oh my God, that'd be a great sketch. You meet up with someone for a date, and then like the person that's meeting up with the person is a serial killer, kills the person. Then they're like, "Is this a dead body?" No, it's art. You see, it's a metaphor for it's just whatever the metaphor is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I say that because I watched a movie called Velvet Buzzsaw, which was a shit movie.
Oh yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
It was a shit. You seen it?
Yeah.
Was it a shit movie?
Yeah, I was disappointed.
It was very shit. I was like, not that I needed like explanation as to why these paintings came to life. I mean, clearly it's in the blood, but
it's always in the blood.
It's all like they had nothing but characters I didn't give a shit about, doing shit that I didn't give a shit about. And at first I didn't even know it was a horror film. I was like, this is a horror film?
Mm-hmm.
What? I thought it was gonna be like a thriller in the art world because I was like, oh, I'd love to see what that's like, but no, it was shit.
Yeah, I didn't believe him being in that relationship.
Huh?
I didn't believe his character being in that relationship.
Oh, with the woman or with the guy?
With the woman.
I was just about to say, I definitely believed him as being gay.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal knows how to be gay.
Yeah, he does.
And when he was sitting butt-ass movie 20 times more, but we didn't. But then that black guy walked in there, and I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, what is this doing all waste his time with this black bitch? When he could be wasting his time with this black nigga here. What the fuck? What? And then her death was so fucking stupid. She ends up trapped in a wall. What? Mm-hmm. Then that girl from Stranger Things, like, I felt bad for her because she's just witnessing everyone die. Like, John Malkovich, like, the more horrific thing about that movie was that they totally underutilized his character. I mean, granted, he got to live, but it's like, John Malkovich was also in this movie. It's not a, oh, did you see, wasn't John Malkovich good in this movie? No, it's a, John Malkovich was in that movie. Mm-hmm. Like, that's shitty. I'd rather see him than the rest of them, really. I'd rather he had been the damn painter that put his blood in the art. And to be honest, I knew this movie wasn't going to be quality when they introduced a character by the name of John Don Don. I was like, oh, so this movie's not going to take itself seriously. Okay. And then once it started doing all that wacky shit, I was like, this is not the same Nightcrawler shit that I saw before, but okay.
No, Nightcrawler was so good.
It was so good. You would think that, okay, I'm all for directors changing genres, doing different genres. But when you have like directors like Tarantino who can do different genres, but yet all his movies look like they look like his signature. I mean, that says something. Edgar Wright. Every movie that he makes, you can tell it's an Edgar Wright movie by the way he edits his movies, how they jump to the next scene, how they use the next scene for a comedic effect or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there are these directors lately, like they'll do a certain thing, they'll do a movie, and then they'll do a genre, like another genre piece, and it seems as though their second outing or whatever, the next movie or whatever, it doesn't hold up. Doesn't seem like it. But then again, I guess it's because Dan Gilroy didn't direct Nightcrawler, I don't believe. I think he just wrote it. I think the first movie that he ever directed was that Denzel Washington movie about Denzel Washington being a lawyer in an inner city area with Colin Farrell. Roman J. Israel Esquire.
Oh yeah, that movie. I wanted to see that one.
No, I saw it after Stefan kept making references to it on SNL. I was like, I need to see what the fuck this is, so I can get this reference. And then I was like, oh, it's a Denzel Washington movie. I watched it. It wasn't bad. I mean, definitely. I think it was mostly the performance carried the movie, because I think Denzel Washington was nominated for an Oscar for that, because I even wondered, I was like, this is an Oscar-nominated movie? Why the fuck is it an Oscar-nominated movie? But then I was like, oh, well, Denzel Washington is actually pretty good in it, so.
Yeah, it's just the movie around it.
Yeah, for instance, to be honest, I don't think Training Day is that good of a movie, but I guess because he went all batshit balls to the wall crazy in that movie. It's like that was his Al Pacino moment, so therefore, yeah, give him the Oscar for that. It literally looked like every movie I'd seen growing up in a black neighborhood.
So you weren't surprised?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I was like, a crooked cop who was also black? I have seen this before. Oh, stewardess. I also speak jive. times out of 10, like, let's be real, I'm definitely going before you do. So, if my family does some weird shit, like trying to bury me instead of cremating me, like I definitely want, can you actually get the retaliation on their ass by having my tombstone read, "Stewardess, I also speak jive"? Because now that I've said it, like if you're still recording, if I've said it, it's out there. It's like it's public. It's like this is my living will. So it has to. It has to happen. I have used that phrase for random shit throughout life. It always brings me joy whenever I think of it. So therefore, I feel as though that would be a fitting thing on my tombstone. And if anybody ever walked, like trying to deliver flowers to another tombstone, they would pass it and say, why does this say this? They get a chuckle out of it. Here lies, oh stewardess, I also speak jive.
Well, it's on tape now.
Yeah. And then they'd have to pay for it because it's $20 a letter.
That'll show them.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll show them all. It'll all show them. Funny. Did I tell you about, wait, you know about Ollie's, right?
What about Ollie's?
The store? I went to Ollie's to buy some things for the kitchen. Oh my God. Okay, so I didn't have any I only had butter knives. I didn't have any sharp knives, right? And so I went to Ollie's and bought a knife block that is a 15-piece knife block, $20.
Nice.
And then I bought a blender, an Oster blender that is it's a 16-speed or something. I don't know, but it is heavy duty. Also $20.
Very cool.
And it came with a to-go cup thing that you could put snap this thing on, and like you pour your smoothie in it or whatever, and then you just take it on the go.
Oh,
just
nice.
And get this, Rachel Ray. You know Rachel Ray, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you know Rachel.
You know I know her.
They had Rachel Ray plates there, $1 a piece.
Shit, man.
Yeah. So I bought four of those. I bought the blender. I bought the knife block, and I bought a can opener that was $2. Big ass, strong ass can opener. It's got blue It's got blue handles. $2.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. And I think it was only like altogether it was like $50, which I don't think is bad. Buying
no, not at all.
Kitchen stuff that you're gonna use daily, probably. I mean, I don't use the blender daily, but I need knives and I need plates. And I do use the to-go cup thing because
How can you not?
I don't have any mugs or anything. So instead of using plastic cups, I just you know.
Oh, I get you.
You get me.
I am on board.
Yeah.
I also got a blender not too long ago.
Yeah.
I made some hummus in it.
Your guacamole.
Sure.
Wait, was it guacamole that you said, or was it something else?
Hummus.
Hummus. Yeah, well.
It wasn't too bad. A little salty, but that's okay.
Guacamole is basically just Mexican hummus.
Mexican hummus. Sounds like the name of a group.
Yeah. Mexican hummus and Mulatto Glow should go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the opening act should be T-Rex Sheepdog.
Just have a whole festival.
Yeah. All leading up to the comeback of Stu Horde. With a special appearance by, what was his name? Big Stomp?
Oh, yeah.
And many more. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! I remember my local Bilo. You know what Bilo is, right? Do they ever have Bilo in New Orleans?
No. Buy low, sell high?
No, it was B-I-L-O, but they had a dash in between buy and low.
B-I-L-O. B-I-L-O.
Yeah. They used to have this train that went around the entire store. Like at the
Up top?
Up top, yeah. It would be like it was like connected to the wall. It had like a whole train track, and it went around the entire fucking store. So imagine being in an Eagles or something, because that was the size of an Eagles, and an entire fucking train. You can hear a train just like going deep around and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was my highlight as a kid, going to Bilo. And seeing trying to follow the train around and trying to catch it.
Oh, DC's calling me.
Alright, well.
I gotta go shoot some stuff for him.
Alright, talk to you later.
Bye.